So hi, this is Dr. Ruscio. I'm here with Chris, and this is my first remote patient conversation. So thank you, Chris, for taking a moment. You had a really interesting case that ties in with something that's recently been published regarding SIBO. We diagnosed you with both methane positive and hydrogen positive SIBO, and we had been treating you for that. And we had to do 2 rounds of treatment to fully eradicate it. And we still don't know yet if we fully eradicate it because we're just about to do some retesting. But based upon your symptoms, which are really, really, really improved, I think we're probably clear. But there was one improvement in particular I wanted to kind of showcase for people that I think will be interesting. But before I jump into that, can you kind of share what changes you noticed as we've treated your SIBO?
Part of the problem with I was on Prevacid for 10 years,
Sure.
which that was a hard one to get wean off. I think that might even be the cause of having the SIBO in the first place.
Right.
But so I went through a weaning off period of the Prevacid, and actually I didn't have too much problems with any acid, reflux or any gas issues that came up from that. So, but you had put me on a treatment to kill off some of the SIBO or control the numbers of bacteria, and it seemed to help just control some of those gas symptoms.
Yeah, so some of your typical gas, bloating, and I believe you were more so on the side of constipation. Is that
Yeah, my whole system seemed slow.
right? Yeah, and not to get too graphic, but a lot of people I'm sure are dealing with these same symptoms, so it'll be interesting for people to hear. And there was one other symptom in particular you didn't mention, which is weight loss. And you had lost, was it 53 pounds at last?
Yeah, since we started, I guess the middle of April, I've lost 53 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
part of that's from using the autoimmune paleo diet, which helps too.
Yep. And so certainly I wouldn't attribute all of this to SIBO.
Right.
The autoimmune paleo diet, extremely helpful for weight loss. But it also seemed that we'll see in the clinic this initial weight loss from the diet, and then people kind of level out in terms of, okay, they've kind of exhausted how much weight loss they can get from the diet, and you seem to start going through that kind of deceleration of weight loss. But
Right.
then we started treating SIBO, and you got another boost. And where that ties in with everything, and what I wanted to discuss briefly is, it's been published recently that people that have hydrogen and methane SIBO together actually tend to or correlates with increased weight gain. And treating the hydrogen and methane mixed type SIBO has been shown to lower cholesterol levels and improve metabolism. And so I think that was exactly what happened with you, because 53 pounds, that's a good amount of weight to lose. And that's more than I typically will see with the paleo diet alone. And especially with your frame, you're not a super large gal. So on your frame, that's a lot of weight loss. And so, yeah, I thought that was interesting, and that definitely correlates with, as you achieve that additional weight loss, you also saw your digestive symptoms get a lot better too.
And my cholesterol levels are now in normal range, whereas before they were like bordering on the upper, above normal.
Right.
So I had brought those down too. So
yeah, so you were a perfect case for this recent finding. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of get a moment with you to share that with people, and that's pretty much all I wanted to chime in. Is there anything else that you noticed that you think is worth mentioning?
regarding SIBO?
Yeah, or anything you've noticed over your treatment?
Well, I've noticed great changes. I mean, I'm able to sleep better. Got my thyroid levels more in optimal range.
Right.
Since I have Hashimoto's, that's been a challenge. I think I've boosted up my metabolism to finally working again. I think it was completely stalled before.